So we're going to just drag it back, Joe?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can just start right now.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, it's Austin Solomon, and welcome to this week's episode of the Real Wausau Real Estate Show. Today we're doing a market update video. It is June 12th, and now...
Sorry, Austin. I'm so sorry.
What's up?
Can we just start over here? I didn't have the framing perfect. I don't want any imperfections here.
Okay, sounds
I had the...
Did you get that all on video, or did you...
I did. I'm still recording.
Oh, that's
I just
hilarious.
had some studio junk.
Okay, no,
Taking
that's
up
funny.
too much of the frame, so...
Okay, you let me know when you're ready. Hey everyone, it's Austin Solomon, and this week's... Oh, Joe, now I'm messing up here. I'm just kidding. It's that music. It gets me in the mode.
Yeah.
It's modality. Okay, ready? Hey everyone, it's Austin Solomon, the Solomon Group at Coldwell Banker. Welcome to this week's episode of the Real Wausau Real Estate Show. Today we're doing a market update video. We're talking about the Wausau market. It is June 12th today, and what's cool is we have the data from March, April, May, now June. Through the pandemic, we can see exactly what happened and how that affected the market and what the market looks like today. So a lot of data in today's episode. I'm going to tell you guys the current market conditions, and then we'll look back at what happened over the pandemic, and we can draw some conclusions from that. So right now, June 12th, there's 489 homes on the market in the greater Wausau area. 283 of those have accepted offers, and 206 are available. So over half of them have accepted offers on them. So the market is moving, lots of activity. Let's break that down by price point. Between 0 and 100,000, there's 47 homes. 60% of those have accepted offers. Between 100 and 200,000, there's 160 homes. 74% of those have accepted offers. That market is really hot. It's the hottest market, 100 to 200. 3 out of every 4 homes has an accepted offer on it. So 2 to 300, there's 148 homes. 60% of those have accepted offers on them. 3 to 400,000, there's 65 homes. 48% of those have accepted offers on them. 4 to 500, there's 42 homes. 29% of those have accepted offers on them. 5 to 600, 12 homes. 42% accepted offers. 600 plus, 17 homes. 6% of those have accepted offers. In the last 30 days, there's been 155 new homes that have came on the market. 92 of those have pending offers already, and there's 130 homes that have closed in the last 30 days. Now, those probably went under contract, 45 days ago, but 130 of those have closed. In the last 14 days, there's been 74 new homes that have came on the market. 26 of those already have pending offers, and 64 homes have closed in the last 14 days. Okay, this is my favorite part of this week's episode. Is the number of showings. I love analyzing the amount of showings in the market because it tells you so much about the activity levels and what's happening. So let's go back all the way to the first week of March. There was 500 showings in the first week of March. Second week, 480. Third week, 360. Fourth week, 215. So these are how many appointments are scheduled to view houses, houses that are out in the marketplace, right? So if a buyer's like, hey, I want to see 123 Main, that would be a showing, right? In the fourth week of March, there was only 215 showings. That would be comparable to like the week of Christmas and New Year's. And that's when that stay-at-home order was released. That was the fourth week of March. Then, first week of April, 279. Second week of April, 348. Third week, 434. Fourth week, 390. So from a low point of 215 all the way up to, kind of in that mid 300s to 400s. So the market picks back up in April, but still, relatively down compared to previous years and what the normal activity amounts should be. Then, first week of May, boom, 443 showings. Second week of May, 560 showings. Third week of May, we hit 700 showings. Fourth week of May, 605. So what happened here is you can see everyone that was going to buy a house in March, April, that didn't, they held off because of COVID and the pandemic, and they didn't know, there was obviously lots of uncertainty. Those people that held tight during that time all of a sudden jumped into the market in May, and that's like, there was just an influx of buyers that came into the marketplace. And that's where you like in average on May, you're probably looking at 575, 600 showings a week relative to, that last week in March when the stay-at-home order came out, 215. So over 3 times the amount of showings. Okay, week 1 of June, there was 481 showings. So that's this week. And the second week of June, there's 381 showing so far, but we still have a few days left. So we don't know exactly what that data is going to look like. But exciting thing is you can see in May, the market has definitely picked back up. There's been a lot more activity, a lot of people getting into the marketplace, a lot more confidence from buyers. So, okay, what does this mean? Let's talk about summary points. As you guys can see, the market is really moving between 0 and 300,000. 2/3 of all the houses that are in the market between, obviously there's no house priced at 0, but for the sake of numbers, between 0 and 300, 2/3 of all the homes in that price point have accepted offers. So that market is really moving. And it's starting to trickle into the upper price points as well. And I think that has to do with the interest rates and a general sense of confidence in things that people are starting to buy some of those higher price points, which is great because statistically in the Wausau area, those 500 plus have been slower, but that market is starting to move as well, which is great. So a lot of times people will ask me like, "Hey Austin, like, is the market going to drop out? Our price is going to tank, right?" Well, to that, you have to really look at like supply and demand, right? It's not like, the market's going to turn on a dime, all of a sudden, like, boom, prices go down like 15, 20%. It certainly could happen, but it really has to do with like supply and demand, right? So right now, what we're seeing is that there's a lot of demand for homes. There's probably 3 or 4 buyers for every one house that's out in the marketplace. And so because of that, even if a seller like prices their house 10 or 20% below the market value, well, if there's a lot of demand for that house, it's just going to get bid right back up to the market value. So prices like can't really go down unless the demand, like, because right now, right, so if all the sellers just were like, yeah, I'm going to give my house away like for 10 or 20% less than the market value, well, it would just get quickly bid back up right back to the market value because there's quite a bit of demand for those homes, right? So in order for the market to tank out or to drop significantly, there would have to be some factor, right, which could be, for example, if buyers, if the interest rates like spiked super fast, that could be something that would make buying a home less appealing in the short term, right? Or if there is a lot of fear and a lot of uncertainty about future, where the future is going, that could keep someone from purchasing a home. If the general like income of people drops down, or if it goes up, that obviously can affect if people are going to buy or not. And then, just really, I think the big thing right now that everyone's talking about is future expectations. Like, what's going to happen, like, and what are the future expectations of people, and how is that going to affect people's willingness to buy, right? That's kind of the big thing that I think everyone's queuing in on right now with the pandemic, with the election and everything else going on. Future expectations is probably the number one thing that is going to kind of, depict what's going to happen in our marketplace, or at least how that's going to affect, the market. But nobody really knows, right? So in general, the market has been really good right now. For, good for sellers, good for buyers. It's still a good time to buy or sell. As a seller, the ticket is, if you're pricing your house, you want to price it appropriately to the market. The way that things are moving right now, the general expectations are that if a house is out in the market and it's priced well, it should move relatively quick. And so it's important now more than ever to price your house, appropriately for the marketplace. And as buyers, it is a very competitive marketplace out there. So you want to have all your ducks in a row. You want to be ready to pull the trigger when the right house comes up. And as things are definitely moving, and a lot of times we're seeing multiple offers on homes that are competitively priced, that are move-in ready in good shape, in that, in those popular price points. So that's this week's episode of the show. Thanks for tuning in. Hope everyone is doing well, and we'll next week we have an awesome episode. We got Justin Bates real estate attorney with the Bates Legal Group, coming on the show. We're talking about some awesome topics. I'm super excited for that. So tune in to that week's episode of the show.
All right.
What do you think?
It's good. I think I held it still enough.
Okay, cool.
At the very beginning, I was all of a sudden worried, oh my goodness, is my finger over the microphone? But it really wouldn't be much of a hassle.